Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Yes. Now I'm gonna say hello again. I want everybody to say hello. So let's try that again. Hello. Yes, I love that. That sounds so much better. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you all for coming tonight. This event is a mother's love, and it's celebrating mothers, grandmothers, your foremothers, your aunts, everyone who has been in your life and has just been like a mother to you. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. The love that they've provided to you and basically what you've learned from that love. Okay? So before we begin the celebration, I would like to start with an opening breath. And I'm now looking for my person to give me that opening breath, and I don't see her in the room. So I'm going to just ask for a moment, one moment, pause, put it on pause. Before we begin the celebration, I would like to start with an opening breath. So please welcome Crystal Devlin, a board member. Delvin, sorry, a board member of Dr. Roz's Healing Place and one of the organizers of this event. So please give her a round of applause.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Look at this full house. Yes, this is lovely. The house is small, so it fills up quickly, but it makes us feel good. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take a couple of breaths for a moment just to slow the heart rate down. I like to do opening breaths so that we can all come into this space and share our energy with each other. I just want you to take a moment to kind of look around you. I feel like sometimes when we come to these events, we don't really pay attention to the people that we're milling around. But the room is small and we are all here. So for the next few moments, for the next few hours, we are now family. So welcome and thank you for being here, family. I'd like you to just, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes. And if you don't want to close your eyes, just hold a nice soft gaze anywhere around the room. And just pay attention to your breath. And just noticing your body doing its perfect work. And you not having to give it direction. Feel your breath coming through your nostrils. And feel it move down your throat or in your chest. Feel it softly land in your lungs. And on your next inhale, think about the safety of your body in this moment. And on that exhale gratitude for being here. Gratitude for your body bringing you here, your legs moving you, your limbs attached to you, all those parts we take for granted. And on that next inhale, allow any tension in your body to just be noticed, nothing to do about it. And say hello to it if it's there. And perhaps you can ask it to kind of take a pause for a moment. And on this last exhale, exhaling gratitude for the people around you, for the talent that had shared their time with us tonight, for the artists that have put in work, time, energy to share their creativity with us. And an exhale for joy for all of us being here together. And as we come back into the room with our eyes slowly opening, remembering that we're here amongst family. So if you are moved by anything tonight, let them know. With a hey, a thank you, and you'll hear that again. A snap, a clap, or just a pause with your eyes closed so that you can take that moment into your body and remember it. So are we ready for the rest of the evening? Yeah. All right.
Thank you, darling.
you.
Thank you. Now I want to sleep. But thank you. So I also want to do a land acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge the land that we are presently occupying by reading an Afrocentric land acknowledgement developed by Kay Johnson, Executive Director of Human Rights, Equity, and Accessibility of the University of Windsor in 2020. As people of African descent, we offer this land recognition in solidarity with the indigenous peoples of Turtle Island in the efforts and deliberate intentions towards decolonization. We acknowledge the land of Turtle Island that was never meant to be owned. We recognize that most of the land that was entrusted to the indigenous peoples was in some cases shared by choice, but all too often taken by force. We recognize the historical colonialism and the ongoing colonialism that has led to the present day situation where land acknowledgements are offered in place of land. As people of African descent, many of us have come here by choice, while many are here as the result of historical force. We acknowledge the complexities where we were promised land that was never given by those whose it never was to give. As people of African descent, we acknowledge the land of Turtle Island that sustains us, express deep gratitude to its indigenous peoples, and pledge to honor our dignity and divinity that ultimately connects us all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host for the evening. I don't do this very often, but I'm going to start doing it now. Dr. Shoshana Harris. Feels really good. I am a member of the board of I'm a member on the board of directors of Dr. Rosin's Healing Place. So welcome to A Mother's Love, a celebration, as I indicated earlier, for our foremothers, our grandmothers, our mothers, our aunties, our godmothers, those who have contributed greatly to who we are. This event is in honor of International Women's Month. Also, this is a fundraiser for Dr. Roz's Healing Place. For those of you who are unaware of Dr. Roz's Healing Place, just a little note about it. Dr. Roz's Healing Place is a not-for-profit charitable organization that has been in operation since 1981, with a structural rebuild and name change in 2004. Dr. Roz's Healing Place is a holistic place centered around empowering and healing with a view and action to eradicate violence against all those who identify as women and their children locally, nationally, and globally. The center is a site of relief and protection, providing emergency crisis response and care to all those who identify as women and children fleeing domestic and intimate partner violence. It provides access to a safe living environment conducive to healing and wellness. Dr. Roz's Healing Place helps women and children escaping abuse, violence, and the trauma that is engaged as a result to recover through an integrative and holistic approach, particularly the delivery of innovative programs and services. Dr. Roz's Healing Place helps empower survivors of violence to make positive changes. It provides emergency housing, support services, and referrals, as well as various programs including counseling, job training, life skills development, creative and educational activities. This is a snippet of what Dr. Roz's Healing Place does. We are grateful that you are all here to support the cause. Thank you. So just a few housekeeping things, okay? Bathrooms, you all should know by now where the bathrooms are, but if you don't, they're straight ahead of you. There's a male on the left and a female on the right, as the way that I stand. There will be a break in between the poets, and on the break, there will be food and beverages, as you guys had earlier. Those are sold. All the proceeds go to Dr. Roz's Healing Place and its youth center, the Changa House. There are vendors here today. We have Bubba Julius Artistry, which has handcrafted art and jewelry. He is also one of the performers that will be gracing the stage today. We also have Sunshine Designs, which has handcrafted designs and self-care products. And the Heavenly Crop, which specializes in handcraft body care items. In addition to these amazing vendors, we're also blessed with two fantastic visual artists who will be able to let you know of their art prior to the break. But for now, one is a very young artist, Mezan. Raise your hand, lady. You will see some of her artwork already displayed. One has already been sold, which is amazing. And the other individual is Roseanne, and who has who is not only very talented, as you can see around you, okay, but she has gracefully and graciously provided us with this space, donated the space to this event, which we are grateful for, and we thank you. We thank you so much, Roseanne. Where are you? Please come show your face. If you can all see her, there she is. And also, not only did she provide the space, and you can check out her artwork, she also provided food. Like, come on. Like, seriously. She is just amazing. So if you do purchase their art, 25% of the purchase goes to Dr. Roz's Healing Place, and 75% goes to the artist. Okay? Water is available for everyone. It is free, but a donation is always welcome. Further, if you are interested in making a donation directly to Dr. Roz's Healing Place, if you look over here, you can see one. You just, I guess you put your camera, what's it called? You scan it. You scan that box, and then you go to Dr. Roz's Healing Place. During the break, also, as I indicated earlier, you'll have food, pastries, everything, and all the proceeds and everything that you bought earlier is going to the foundation. Okay? Understood? Okay. Now let's start with the show. Okay? So when the poets are approaching the stage, it's not very far. Okay? So please clap them until they get here, or snap, whatever you choose, I don't care. Just make them know that you're with them till they get to the stage, okay? You're by their sides. You're here. If you hear something that moves you, don't be afraid to let out a right, or a mm-hmm, or a yes, what? Don't be afraid. Just, let it, we're all family here, as Crystal already told you. Okay? This is a no judgment space, and we are here to enjoy the evening. And it started a little later than I wanted it to, but that was well crafted for a reason. So it's going to end a little later, so I'm apologizing in advance, but you guys it's well worth it, I promise. Okay? So, first to the stage. When I first saw this young lady perform, which was probably last summer, and I'm missing another performer, but when I first saw this young lady perform, I was in awe. She has a voice that is very soothing, and it's textured, which is kind of romantic in my view. But her name is Courtney Fields. Courtney is a multidisciplinary artist exploring story through poetry and filmmaking. Her work examines the relationship between nature and the human experience, often through themes of longing and connection. She is currently completing her short film Emotional Baggage, and recently founded the poetry series Forgive Me, Father, for I Have Yearned. It's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Courtney to the stage.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm gonna say right now to my mom who's here filming, you can just enjoy it. I've got it covered. No, please, please. I'm so honored to be here with you today and to share in International Women's Day. It is the honor of my life to talk about women of my blood and lineage. I don't think there's more that I can say, but you will find out more in this piece. I was born from sacred lineage of women, shifters of shape, masters of many form, travelers by land, sea, and plain, intersecting in this place, all called home. You see, we tended to lands known for Julie mangoes and cocoa trees, ancestors who whispered from each seed a knowing through oral history. Let me tell you about one of the women who raised me, born in TNT with parents who traveled seas from Canton, China, eventually to open corner store of own. She took great pride in father's work. Little girl, just 5, she ran to him each afternoon. He'd save her preserved prunes and tamarind balls. One night, he was robbed, shot and killed. Her whole world changed. Youngest of 7, trauma given, told to pray for deliverance, catch glimpse of his eyes in heaven. Mother struck by sudden epiphany, left to follow her dreams. A nurse she'd become, 1933, little girl just turned orphan. Passed on to aunties, never looked back. She dreamt of a love that could withstand the mess. She mastered diplomatic prowess, how to extract seeds from others, to slither, to success, cunning. Just like her mother, she emerged from exile, head secretary of the bank. Elegance and sharp mind, intuition moved her through the ranks and found devotional love who wouldn't dare put anything above her. He promised he'd never leave. He promised to give her everything she missed from her mother. She started a family, but as fate would have it, he departed early too. He gave her 5 children, the stability she never knew, and still she'd have to start all over again with youngest son in Canada. But I'll skip ahead. That's how she came to meet me. She gave up notions of romantic love and poured everything to water my tree. She showed me soap operas and stories of deep love, how to be the right type of dramatic to keep them just interested enough, told me the type of man I should find, taught me to adorn my skin, read the playing cards, how to enter a person's mind. She taught me the type of femininity only found in coven, how to fit into any space through veiled conversation, leave crumbs in person's mind through skilled use of oven, how to always keep track of the score. Enter room in poised presence. Keep them wanting. I recognized in her that insatiable hunger. Nothing was ever enough to prove that someone could love her. How she poured and poured all that she had into the people around her, but you would never catch wind of those thoughts in that gilded suit of armor. I come from a sacred lineage of women. I never met my maternal grandmother. I was told she self-proclaimed herself as Matador from countryside Langua village where Rita was born. Daddy would work the cane fields, give them just enough to endure. Her mom, a stoic woman, walked away from that country life. She took all 10 children to Port of Spain, raised them better. She wanted to do right. It isn't, as anyone could see, the hardy roots that Rita would grow strong to. She used what she had to make her way, her charm to get into the right rooms. The favorite cashier of market wasn't long before hired as salesperson. She made it worth her while. She had dreams of being self-sufficient, dreams of being her own woman in this life. A weaver of community, brought people together, a way of making everyone at ease. She was a natural storyteller, event planner too, treated each person with utmost respect, empathy of past life pain. She knew of rumbled bellies, had a sixth sense of weary souls, how to create space for makeshift therapy. She kept the secret she was told. She was as multifaceted as they come, her outfits vivid as her inner expression. She worked and worked and worked without fail to build something of her own. She became the #1 saleswoman. She never felt sorry for shortcomings and always left more than she took, and knew her children would be embedded with these skills and do more in their chapter of life's book. My mom says I remind her of her mother. I know it to be true. In my veins runs hints of scorpion pepper, a tenacity to fight back at all those who attempt to subdue, mixed with 80% dark chocolate, blood of my mother's mother. I feel her energy in the way that I care, my desire to build community as both businesswoman and a lover. No matter what comes my way, I know I can handle the fight. I have advice straight from the Matador and an internal compass to do what's right. Take life by the horns. I come from sacred lineage of women. And my mother, whose body I first called home, brought me back into this world, seed cradled in fertile loam. She might deny her spirituality, her witchy ways of Scorpio moon. She named me through numerology, fished for soul who would enter her womb. We, earth and wind, know how to tussle. She is loud as she is sure. She has the greatest of hustle. Like all the women before her, she made her own life. She made her own way in this life. She found a great love to hold on to, but you could never define her as just someone's wife. She moved from salesperson to IT specialist, leveraged as she climbed, pushed down all stressors. Daily reminders not to sweat the small stuff helped her deal with the pressures. Eternal student, mind never took the foot off the gas. Always capable, pure and tough in chunky heels and low-rise leather pants. She taught me about culture, powerful Black females. In 2001 Honda Accord, Whitney Houston, Donna Summer, Mariah Carey on replay. She may try to hide it, but I can see into her soul. She is pure artist and dreamer, eager to push past what is known. She is a giver who has sacrificed to give me everything. She recognized the little storyteller, helped me improve my English, gave me opportunity to learn of my gifts and and the best education to plant my own seeds, take my dreams to unknown lands. I watched her go fulfill dreams of makeup artistry, keep her fire alive. I watched her mentor young analysts, teach them how to thrive. I watched her volunteer to help patients of chemo and help out at the food bank, giving silently in ways I'd never know. She is ever present at every competition, play, and practice. A blazing star bursting with life. She has made me everything that I am. And this doesn't begin to paint the story of who she is or what she's been through. I am just a small sliver, a piece reflecting her multitudes. And me, with my great anxiety, representing lineage in present, dreams of healing trauma amongst a life of whimsy and effervescence to show their sacrifices are recognized in this endless quilt of motherhood. I will do all that I can to bring our people to places that they never could. I promise to do my best to share our story. And if I am lucky enough to have a girl myself, I promise I will take great care in watering her tree to the wondrous, willful women of my lineage who gather around me. You have dared to be seen, and I, as your vessel, know that you are heard through story. I was born from sacred lineage of women. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. The story that you just told, Mama, I got tears for you, lady. That was, woo, woo. Yes. I have nothing more to say, man. That was amazing. Good job. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You had a hand in that, Mom. You did that. You did that. Whew. Now I'm getting carried. All right. Well. Next up, Mr. Adrian Reese. Now, there's something I know about this young man. I love him very much, and take my art. You know that. He's a love poet. So the theme is a mother's love. So maybe it matches because there's love in there. But anywho, Adrian is a multifaceted creative with a passion for storytelling and community impact, and now law. As the author of 2 poignant poetic compilations, Adrian uses his writing to explore profound themes, mostly love, and connect with readers on a deep level. As a dedicated writer, he excels at crafting compelling narratives that inform and inspire. There's also something else I learned about this young man as I got to know him over the years. Some of us, we write our poems down, right? When you're about, you start writing it down. Not Adrian. It's all here. So everything that you're about to get from him is from here, okay? Like, I find that fascinating because I need a pen and paper before I do anything. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my great friend, Adrian Reese.
You just told all my secrets. Okay, so I am typically known as the love poet, but today today, today, the one day I'm not gonna do a love poem. The one day. So it might not come again. We'll see. But let me try and tie it into a mother's love. So this poem is about identity and understanding who I am, and my mother plays a big part in that. So there we go.
Great.
There we go. There we go. Are you guys ready? No, no, no. Hey, give me some of these if you guys are ready. Okay. Branded with a name I didn't choose by people that thought they knew who I was. Tattoos don't wash off in water, reputations don't die overnight, even if the machinations are a falsity. They stick to you like tar, so when you peel them away, the skin goes with them. And grafts don't change perception, they internalize the epithet forced on you. Now it's your identity. Till you become the one ripping flesh from bones until it's normalized. You've been classically conditioned to ask, who am I? Questions whispered from beneath the mask you use to hide your confused face that can only be seen in a convex mirror. These feelings may be deeper than they first appear. And so you can't be my brother if you'd force me to smile when I would rather shed a tear because you don't want me to kill your vibe. It would be better if we both stop pretending. We're hanging with people that aren't like us. They just act like us. Now we're accepted. This is the art of peer pressure. Boring, lackluster, dull. Words you've used to describe me. They just mean I would rather sip chamomile tea under the watchful eye of a setting sun than be out till 3 a.m. partying, but I do anyways. No one pushes me, but I fall backwards onto the knife every time I fulfill desires my heart wasn't born with. Camaraderie creates that temporary euphoria, dragging me back to places I don't really want to be in. Because desperation is a deadly weapon. It attacks in your most vulnerable, amputating the parts of you that you love the most till you don't recognize yourself. Then the shadow becomes overbearing. It lays down with women whose last names are obscured by indifference because feeling anything is better than the nothing that comes with confusion. It speaks words with no meaning because it can find none in the actions it performs daily, all while standing stock still, not knowing which door to walk through because courage doesn't exist in the daytime. That's why we wear the mask. To lock identity away and sink it to depths that submarines can't reach. Mariana's Trench holds opinion and perception disguised as monsters to stop you from retrieving you. It's hard to be different. You're constantly under pressure. The fear of being yourself has you weak in the knees in ways SWV couldn't predict. You need to stand up. And whether it's this life or the next, find the courage to be who you want to be. Ignoring words from friends whose purpose in your life is so small, it's like looking for a grain of sand on the beach when you should be building castles. That's why I took the mask off. Tired of fulfilling expectations of what acceptance looked like from everyone but myself. Drowning in 2 feet of water, all I had to do was get up and decide that my life would be a mirror image of the manifestations of my mind instead of a play dictated by external voices. I am me. Since the day I was ripped from my mother's womb, my depth filled stadiums. The mundane can't swim in my currents. They would drown every day for eternity, lost in my completion, not knowing which way is up. If you refuse to tread water, you'll continue to die in my presence. Your words can't fill my basin. They're a drop in my ocean. Your rhetoric has a lifespan. My thoughts are immortal. That's why you can't define me, because I refuse to be branded. Thank you. So that wasn't on brand, but I think I should do something on brand. Yeah? Should I do something on brand? Yeah. I should do something. All right, so I've got this new piece, but artists know that we're like, we tend to not like our work. Right. So I had finished this poem, and then the end part, I didn't like it. So I changed it, but I can't remember it. However, I remember 3/4 of the poem, and I like it. Do you guys want to hear it? Yes. Okay. All right, all right, all right. I'm gonna give it to you guys. I'm gonna give it to you. This is on brand, by the way. It's on brand. I wonder where love goes when it's not here anymore. I wonder who it's speaking to when it's not whispering to me, telling me all the things it's capable of. I want to hear its voice echoing around my room when the sun is shining, even when the clouds are screaming and precipitating angry tears. Did you know? The sky wakes up every day and asks love how it should dress. So if you want to know if it's in the air, just look up. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but the heart creates the pathetic fallacy that predicts the weather, my 24-hour forecast. And so I wear myself on my sleeve, so if your eyes can perceive me, you'll see vulnerability. You're in my world now. Take off your shoes at the door and wash your hands. Don't taint who I really am. The Lord says to enter his kingdom, be like the children, and my heart is innocent. Out of it flows hope and faith, while my wishes and desires dot the firmament, illuminating potential to be anything. I look up and wonder, which star do I stand under? So many paths to choose, but my purpose shines brightest. I look for meaning in every word I speak and every phrase I receive. The only certainty is the love I seek exists somewhere amongst the lights that illuminate the path I walk on at the hour where the clocks reset. And so I am the metaphorical atom Michelangelo painted onto the ceiling, my hand outstretched, trying to connect with love on the other side, the image of God. Maybe I'm not looking for love. But to speak of one is to reference the other. They exist on the same plane, intertwined in the complexity of DNA, as inseparable as the blessing bestowed upon a mother and a father. So I consider my growing relationship with love's first name. Every word I speak is in reverence, my head prostrated, my thoughts pointed upward with questions of what it means to be wrapped in unconditional love, with queries in what it looks like to walk in purpose, and examples of someone who can move mountains with a word. These are the answers to the question of where love goes when I think it's not here anymore. Thank you. So that's not finished. So if you guys want to hear the rest of it, you guys are going to come to the next event because it'll be done by then. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Is he really that tall? You're not that tall. I'm sorry. Okay, so I dabble in poetry a little bit. So I'm going to do a piece or two. Would you guys be okay if I do a piece or two? Okay. So a little bit about me. As I said, I dabble in poetry, trying to write a poetry book that's been there waiting around, and I don't know what's happening. I am also a lawyer. I received a PhD, and I do a lot of other things, which is why my friends say I'm always tired and I and I need to sleep. But tonight, and I wasn't going to do a poem tonight, but I said, I'm going to try something. So I wrote a poem, and then I'm going to read one that I actually wrote for my mom. So, I don't know what it's called. I wrote this poem, I think 2 nights ago. She is whomever you need her to be, the griot. Threading memories through discovering eyes, etching purpose into the becoming, a healer. Whose forgiveness mends hearts, whose hands silence pains, whose voice is the remedy for doubts rest in place. A professor. Education paved in white meritocracy, patriarchy, yet she rose. Teaching barbed wire the art of survival. She lives between pages where love writes, heartache edits, and lessons learned. She holds her teachings with every word, language in her steps, her manuscript, from where you observe a queen. Crown coiled, intentions carved in each strand, studied them closely. Whispers of the ancestors share your quiet, chilling bones into submission. Her palace, an echo of herself, a revolving door of loyalty, compassion, a protector. Housing strength to weather any storm, she is on guard. Her commitment is ageless. As long as she is mother, you are child. This is the essence of a mother's love. Okay, so this one's about my mother. She was a black sheep of the family. Not very many nice things were said about her. But she became this woman that I just admire as I grew older and I learned more about who my mother really was or is. So this one's called Mother. Mother, you have grown into the woman I raised you to be. Before me, you were lost. Not certain of your path, you eventually found your purpose in me. Some say you were a late bloomer, nothing could be less truer. Bound by a love so deep, you only wanted the best for me. Sometimes your intention of best left me with less time with you. Tainted by rhetoric about you, shaming you. The black sheep, the weed smoker, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and every time in between, you are a queen. This went unseen. Often the only woman unseen, bring the dominoes, make she wipe the table clean, cause nobody not do it better than she. Fearless, a survivor, a life that speaks to your tenacity, a hustler. Failures never stopped your game, a risk taker. Ridiculed for unladylike ventures. Always expressed your mind, sentences never complete without an explicit to make sure we understand what you mean. No pushover, never on the sidelines, though born and bred in Jamaica, tough. Your love was showing me how to survive. It took me a minute to realize you were one of a kind. With the negative publicity, it was hard to see the forest from the lies. Fought my way through, saw the forest with its flaws, making its beauty shine truth. Mother, you have a heart carved from gold. Give your last dime, even if it meant you went hungry. You love endlessly, fiercely. My biggest supporter. Change your lifestyle, ensuring the longevity of mine. A woman I admire. We have our differences. No mother-daughter relationship is perfect. At times, a struggle where love and hate conflate. But I'm grateful to call you mother. For you had a hand in the woman I am today. I'm not gonna cry. So, I wish my mom was here. She's not. She's in Jamaica, living it up. I'm very jealous. So I probably shouldn't do a poem about her because I'm very jealous right now. But I love her dearly. And a lot of people love her too. I don't understand. So now what I would like to do, I would like you to meet the visual artists. Okay? So the first I'm going to bring up is the lovely Mezanne, so she can tell you a little bit about her art. Come on, you got this. You got this.
Hi guys. Hi. My name's Mezanne. Most people always ask me what that means. My mom said it can mean anything I want it to. So, I I've been doing art since I was 12. I'm now 17. So that's all of high school, essentially. So, my art today was strictly based on the theme for tonight, except that one. I just did it because I felt like it. It's really pretty, so yeah.
Show them your art. Show them which ones belong to you.
Oh,
And one was already sold.
yeah. 25% goes to here. I also did my shoes.
Oh yeah, she does do
Yeah.
shoes.
I do all mediums from drawing, so graphite to clay. I do everything. I dabble in everything. I think that's it.
Where can we find you?
Oh, Instagram. It's my name, but the E's are threes because someone took my name. So M3ZANNENN3.
Okay.
Did anyone write that down?
One more time.
M3ZANN3.
There you go.
Commission me. I also take photos, so
That's it.
yeah.
Thank you. She's amazing. She did the book that's in works somewhere. She did the she did the cover and it's phenomenal. So for these young kids, I feel old, but yeah, that's besides the point. So now I want to introduce Roseanne, wherever she went, because I would like her to tell you about her stuff. And she's coming. I see her. It's okay. So, guys, clap. Why don't we clap?
Hi, good evening. Roseanne Bailey. I am, where do I begin? Multifaceted artist. I'm a photographer, but a filmmaker as well. Currently doing my doctorate at OISE, looking at utilizing photography as a way to look at identity construction for African and Caribbean youth, particularly those who have an intersection with the criminal justice sector, as well as the child welfare sector. So a little bit about me. I came to Canada when I was about 5. I was adopted into a family here, really, really poor in Jamaica, but when I came here, ended up coming into a family with domestic violence, had number of encounter with the shelter system from a very young age. And I'm not doing this as a sympathy or a pity. It's really about resilience, and it's really about understanding what safety looks like and being able to understand how to reframe and understand some of the trauma that you've experienced. So my mom had, my adoptive mother at the time had given me to the Catholic Children's Aid at around 12 or so, in a way to help her deal with some of the issues that she was going through some domestic violence. So I grew up as a Crown Ward from 12 to about 21 with the Catholic Children's Aid, and had an incredible opportunity to have 11 foster parents that helped me develop who I was and who I became and what I became. So solidified my first year into York University, started off in painting. I think there's the artist. If you're thinking about York, think about it. But, I transitioned into photography after the first year, and it allowed me to nurture technical skills and really understand identity, particularly because my photo teachers were wanting all of my subjects to be very, very dark in complexion. So I spent about 4 years in black and white, showing a rainbow of black people in black and white. And so the work that I have done, that I have on the wall, is from a series of work that spans about 10 years. It's the Black Barbie Project. The work is a bit of an interpretation from W.E.B. Du Bois' work around double consciousness. And so you see some of the dolls in black and white backgrounds. It really is having a conversation around some of the juxtaposed, quote unquote, what the image of the dolls look like and what their backgrounds kind of look like. And it's somewhat of a contrast on that. And so it was really kind of saying that no matter what my background looks like, I'm still looking good. And double consciousness really is being able to be yourself around your community, your black community. But then the other part is when you're in front of white people, you also are representative of everybody else. And some of the times you play towards that of being the good minority and being able to present yourself as that. And I wanted to be able to show the dolls, and a lot of people are like, why dolls? I think a lot of times we look for representation somehow, and dolls, and we already know how fraught Barbies are, and everybody wanted to make sure that they have a representation of themselves. So this was my play on identity. Not all the dolls are Barbies, by the way, or Mattel. So some of them are high-end doll. A friend of mine, Franz Brunt Harris, is a doll collector of over 500 black-specific dolls. And so we worked on this project together. Some clothing are made by him. And my aim is to look at expanding this series by looking at place and space that we, as black people, historically have been resilient from in terms of sugarcane fields, cotton fields, plantations, but do it in a way that I am mixing orishas and deities from an indigenous black way of being able to hold and to interact. So you'll see some of the images, they're interacting with humans, and some of them are just on their own. There's a bit of a story that I kind of go in between the interaction, and so I'm looking at a little bit more of an intentional and deliberate interactions with humans, and so I'm hoping to do that with this spiritual understanding. So that's, I know it just, you're just like, oh, those are really cute dolls. But yeah. And the dolls also represent a way of policing gender. So we have, if boys are playing with dolls, then it's also an idea around what their gender identity is. But the other part that this came from was the Clark experiment, or Brown versus Education in the States, where they took black dolls and white dolls to black children at the time and look at the psychological impact of self-identity and almost self-hate in that process. And so when we originally had displayed the exhibition, we saw people saying, oh, that doll was me, and claiming some of the images and claiming some of the identities. And we're realizing that even as adults, people were still looking for representation, and that it actually dove a little bit deeper in regards to what that pain of that lack of representation look like as well. So that is some of my work. Thank you very much for the space, and I will offer this space whenever you want it. And I think because also coming from a space of understanding the importance of safe shelters for women who are experiencing violence and what it means for their children to have a space that they can see some normalcy. I am so committed. So anytime, wherever I am, please.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So right now, that was amazing. Thank you both to Ms. Anne and to Roseanne. Thank you very much. Now I want us to take just a 15-minute break. Get up, walk around, go back to the vendors, buy some stuff, buy some food, and then we'll come back and we'll get the other performers up here and yeah.
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Okay, well, I'm very grateful that you guys all came back. Well, some of you are just trickling on in. But we have, the next person we have up is one of our vendors who's going to grace the stage. Julius Wilson of Bubba Julius Artistry. Born and raised in the beautiful island of Jamaica, obviously. Julius turned his life journey into poetic fire, using the art of words to uplift, empower, and awaken consciousness wherever he goes. Now based in Jamaica, he has graced major stages such as Rastafest, Afrofest, Sudbury, Windsor Fest, Jamaica Day, Rise, Edutainment, and also perform for several government and non-profit agencies, sharing messages that bridge the Rastafari rhythm with universal wisdom. He is the honored recipient of the Youth in Progress Award for Excellence in Dub Poet, Roots, and Culture in 2022, and the Peebo Awards for Excellence in Dub Poetry for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Julius Wilson Barnum Bread in Jamaica.
Greetings and blessings to you beautiful ladies, and little gentlemen, give thanks, you know what I mean? Yeah, I saw children in the audience, you know what I mean? Where women and children is, that's the future, ain't it? Yeah, man, so we have the future here, and I give thanks for being here, and I give thanks to being a part of this cause, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was talking to a beautiful lady down there, one of the organizers, and she's telling me some stuff that you guys been doing, and, you know what I mean, I'm proud to, you know what I mean, be a part of this moment, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, this first poem, it's called Roots and Wings, A Mother's Love. Yeah. She carried nation within her womb, a cradle of love, a place of bloom. Her hands have built what time can't erase. Her wisdom a mirror, her soul's a grace. Mother, the root of the eternal flame. No words can capture the depths of her name. She is the healer, the sheltering sky, the courage to ask, baby, why not try? Her lullabies echo through generations. From her womb to the tomb, there's no separation. A melody shaped by love when it rains. A soothing balm from life's sharpest pain. Through sleepless night and unspoken fears, 9 months she fought the battle that brought us here. Her strength is silent, her love is profound. Her arms are the safest place ever found. You are the roots that hold us fast, the wings that lift us towards that vast. So here's to the mothers behind the brightest scene, who grant us vision and hopeful dream. Honor their power, their tears, their cares, for in their love, we're always there. Yeah, man, give thanks, give thanks, Yeah, and then, I'm a Jamaican and I grew up in the beautiful island of Jamaica in Kingston City. Yeah. And, I grew up on not in racism, but in classism. We grew up seeing colorism, brown against black, you know what I mean? And, many of the women, them bleach them face, bleach them skin to be fitted in. But, it's not good, you know what I mean? You should be proud of what you are, you know what I mean? How you look, you know what I mean? Because we are all God's essence, you know what I mean? Yeah. So this one is called Crowning Grace. Dark shade woman with the precious melanin. You wear the sun within your skin with agile strength that burns within. No doubt about it, you were born to win. From the roots of struggle, you rise so tall. A grace of power, a queen mother to all. Black woman, your crown of glory is not for sale. It forged in fire when nature prevails. You carry the weight of the world's blind eye, yet your spirit dance and broken high. To every woman a warrior song, your voice is a symphony, clear and strong. From the boardroom to the kitchen you lead revolution. Queen Mama, your glory will come. Your grace and love, a force divine, a sisterhood of art forever will shine. To the woman that dare to dream, you are the architect of the world's esteem. One love, to all the women, full joy yourself. Have a blissful night, all right? One love. Bobo Julius. And you can find me on Instagram, it's Julius Wilson 1370. That's JuliusWilson 1370. You know what I mean? And I have a beautiful book. It's called My Gravitropic Journey. And I have these beautiful poems in it. It's have over 63 poems, 150 pages. You know what I mean? And the process of gravitropic is where you plant a seed, it grows roots, but it defies gravity and reach for the light, reach for the heights. One love. Blessings.
Thank you very, very much. Those were very beautiful poems. And the fact that you're Jamaican make them even better. Not, I was gonna say, not that I'm biased or anything. I'm just saying, okay? Okay. Now, this individual that's coming up, I love him dearly, dearly. And he is one of the people that if I call him and say, sometime in the answer my phone, which is a problem, but that's okay. But when I need him, he is there. I call him and I say, Ram, I need to do a show. I'm having this show. Can you perform? You ain't getting paid. And he says, okay. Right? That's the same thing with Adrian too, which is I'm very blessed to have these individuals in my life. But Ramon Cardi, aka Ramrock Speaks, is a visionary poet and community leader who has woven a tapestry of words that pierces the soul. His debut book, This Heart Has Eyes, is a testament to the power of words. He paints vivid portraits of life's triumphs and tribulations. Oh my God, what is going on with me? Let's try that again. He paints vivid portraits of life's triumphs and tribulations through obscure metaphors, intricate lexicon, and free verse. When I tell you he is a wordsmith, you will see it when you come up here. And he's also a mentor to many. Everyone, please put your hands together for my good friend, Ramon Cardi.
Greetings. See, she spoke bad about me first and then good afterwards. That's a true friend. Good evening. So, as she said, Dr. Harris hit me up and says, we're celebrating mothers. And I said, sure. You're not getting paid. I said, okay, it's fine. right? I said, but I have mommy issues, the good ones. And she said, perfect, bring those two. Shout out to all the mothers in the building. Shout out to all the ladies in the building. My mom is a one-woman CNN operator. Breaking news at all hours. She calls at like 6:47 in the morning with updates. Cousin Delroy, wife left him. Obituaries. Did you eat? Where did you go last night? She FaceTimes from the produce aisle like it's a hostage negotiation. And I don't know how the mothers FaceTime like this, like it's up their nose. Camera straight up the nose, ceiling fan. And she says, yeah, the spirit moved me to call you. The spirit moved you to call me. Which is Jamaican for, I dreamed you died. And I need visual and confirmation of your lungs that they're working. So tonight I have 3 courses for you. This is going to be a 3-course meal. First, we're going to have a little comedic piece because mothers are hilarious when they're not terrifying. Second, I'll give you a little bit of flavor because the kitchen is where it all started. And third, it might hurt a little bit, but that's why we're here. So for every woman who put food on the table while their dreams waited in the car, for every I'm fine that meant I'm breaking, let's eat. The first piece is called caller ID. My mother still thinks the phone is a seance. She calls at 6:47, as I told you earlier, because the spirit moved her, which is Jamaican for I had a dream you died and I need visual confirmation that your lungs still work. She FaceTimes me from the produce aisle to ask if I need avocados. These ones are green. You probably don't want these ones. Holds the phone like it's a grenade that might explode into independence. Rotates the camera so I can see all of her chin and the ceiling fan of my childhood spinning like it's trying to escape the room. She has mastered the art of callback within 30 seconds because she remembered she didn't ask if I took my vitamins, if I said my prayers, if the girl who broke my heart in 2018 has been struck by lightning yet. And when I answer, exhausted, she hits me with, but I think you're dead, so I'm glad you answer. Dead? At 6:47 a.m.? On a Tuesday morning, Mom? Because I slept through the first 3 calls? This is her love language. Harassment as holy sacrament. The assumption that if she doesn't hear my breathing every 6 hours, I've surely perished from combination of bad woman, rum, and the general negligence she suspects I learned from my father. And that was the first piece. And this is the first cuisine. Before I knew the taste of my own name in a woman's mouth, I knew her kitchen. The steam, a baptism, the stove, an altar where she transmuted scarcity into something that required no teeth. She moved like a verb I had not yet learned to conjugate. Hips, a compass pointing towards nourishment. Hands, a geography of heat, knowing she never measured anything. Just knew the circumference of hunger by the hollow sound of my footsteps coming home. This is the first romance. The original sensuality. Coconut milk reducing to silk on the tongue, the Scotch bonnet burn that taught me pleasure lives adjacent to pain. The way she wiped her brow with the back of her wrist that smelled of allspice and overtime, and I I watched like a disciple at the feet of a deity who sweated for my salvation. She fed me with a spoon bent by use. By the force of her conviction that a boy could be built from rice and peas and repetition, that love was not the grand gesture but the daily miracle of fire applied to a raw thing until it yielded. I have spent over 25 years trying to find a woman who cooks like she's trying to save my life. Who understands that seasoning is a dialect, that salt is the only mineral that can heal the wound of absence. They don't make that recipe anymore. It died with her patience, her standing at the stove until her knees became a prayer. I was too young to answer. She wanted to be here.
Yeah, the two of them.
This last piece is titled Compound Interest. She never sends an invoice, but the balance grows. I owe her the circumference of every breath I have taken since 1984. I owe her the down payment. The down payment on my spine, the interest on my heartbeat, the late fees accrued on every mistake she absorbed so I could remain unbroken. I've been trying to pay her back in installments. A phone call every Sunday, a Mother's Day card from a gas station, a lie about how often I eat vegetables. But the debt is astronomical. She paid in nights that never ended in dreams. She paid in nights that never ended in dreams she deferred, in the currency of her own youth, which she spent like it was counterfeit, like it wouldn't run out, like she could just print more in the morning. And now I watch the arthritis settle in her hands and knees like rent due on a body. She mortgaged for my education. I watch her squint at the menu in a restaurant I can finally afford and realize the cruelest math. By the time I have enough to pay her back, the bank will be closed. So I do what I can. I sit in her debt and try to be worth the loan. I answer the 6:47 a.m. calls. I let her teach me again how to make stew peas, even though I will never get it right. I hold the phone so she can see my face, not just the ceiling. And I say, Mom, Mommy, I'm full, my belly full, my heart full, and I'm sorry it takes so long for realize, say, you must be hungry too. Poem. Thank you. You can find me on Instagram on a lot of things. I edit poetry work. I edit short stories. I'm on Instagram as Ramrock Speaks. I host writing workshops. I host Instagram lives, open mics, all of it. And I also have a 9-to-5, separate from that. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
And he's also my tech guy. Because I don't know anything about technology. I couldn't even know what that thing was called up there. There you go. So yes, thank you, Ram. That was amazing as usual. And when I tell you this man is a wordsmith, he's a wordsmith. I'm not like I wasn't exaggerating. He's a wordsmith, right? He's good. He's good. And if his mom was here, that's all I'm gonna say. Yes, If mommy did there. Lord. If my mother did there. Feel sorry for no. All right. Now, and you see, every time I talk about somebody, I say they're my friend, and they all are. But I'm bringing to the stage a sister, someone who I haven't known for a very long time, but I've known her long enough to call her a sister. She came from work straight here. She's going to grace us with the stage to do one poem, and I was hoping that she would do a little bit more, but we'll see what happens, how she feels. But she's a nurse, so she came straight from work here, and I appreciate her being here. Her name is Nadine Fagan, a.k.a. Nana the Poet. Nana the Poet of the Purple Kisses poetry series. She is a natural-born nurturer, a mother, a nurse, entrepreneur, writer, poet, motivational speaker, a published author of 3 publications, 2 books of poetry, and her newly published self-love journal, a 52-week self-love journey. All of her publications are on Purple Kisses series, is available on Amazon. But in all that, she's mentioned in there what she is. She forgot to mention that she's a natural-born friend. So, without further ado, Nana the Poet.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry, I brought my book of new pieces. So I'm going to read a couple from here. I had to be here. I left work early, actually. I checked out early. Yeah, I did. I kind of cry wolf. I did, because I didn't want to not miss, right? Anyways, everybody, hope you've been having a great evening. I'm going to do a piece called Strength of a Woman. I have a piece called A Mother's Love that I was trying to get done for tonight. So I kind of have some of it. So I'll read what I have, and then I'll go into Strength of a Woman. So I'm kind of giving you more than one. Okay? All right. You're welcome. All right. Okay. So me, always a fuss with this thing here. Okay. So it's called A Mother's Love. A mother's love has no definition. Just a natural perception, immaculate conception. Sometimes some dirty deception. But Mama continues to smile. A mother's love, undeniably unconditional, definitely factual. Fact is, a mother's love is your very every breath. Your every step. The incubator you swam around in for 9 months, some less too. Do the math. All we do is love you, watch you bloom and blossom into your own characters. The characters that has shaped me, you, into the woman I've become, the mother I am, a mother's love. That's where I ended that one. I didn't finish. Strength of a Woman. A woman of divine strength cannot be oppressed by the oppressors, stressors. They try to steal the God from within her. Strength of a woman cannot be defined by her outer attire, but by the clothing she wears, protecting her fears, her heart continually in despair. The voices she hears stand strong.
holding the hand of another mother that's lost her son. Stand strong. Are the voices that continues to resonate while sadistic treatment was what she employed, thinking love was great. The strength of a woman, like the strength of the earth, giving birth, continuously recycling undigested dirt. Strength of a woman. Poem. Thank you. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you, man. We have one more poet. Brendy Green. Brendy Green is a multidisciplinary artist. As a performer, Brendy has worked professionally as an actor, dancer, singer, and songwriter. As a writer, a poet, playwright, and screenwriter. As a visual artist, painter, photographer, graphic, lighting, and set design. Brendy works professionally in theater and film, writing, acting, directing, and producing. Her greatest pleasure and challenge to date has been in producing and directing the Poetry Brothel Toronto, a series of immersive literary cabarets produced in association with the Poetry Society of New York. As an extension of PBTO, she also curates and facilitates accessible performing poetry and poetry writing workshops, as well as open mic nights. Everyone, please put your hands together for Brendy Green.
Hi. So happy to be here. What a beautiful room. I want to say once again that, as has already been noted, we poets are not being paid tonight. We're here in a voluntary capacity because we really believe in what this is. And so I know everyone here has already donated time and money for your tickets, but I do encourage you to use those QR codes. They will lead you to the website. There is no minimum donation, and if you are feeling like you're a little broke and you're ashamed and $5 doesn't mean anything, $5 from each of us means something. So I encourage you to use the QR code, or if you're weird about QR codes, like one of my friends, for reasons I can't explain, there are other ways to donate. The website, you can type it in, go to the Instagram, hit up these beautiful humans, and please contribute whatever is available to you for this. Lots of things are evil, but Dr. Raza is not, so we're going to focus on that. So as Shoshana said, my name is Brendy. This is the first gift from my mother, which is also a gift with a little bit of a hitch because it requires an explanation. I have never been able to introduce myself without someone first getting my name wrong and then saying, I've never heard that name before. And then when I try to, and then they say B-R-E-N, was it with an I or a Y? It's two E's. So B-R-E-N-D-E-E. And sometimes if I don't spell it, they say Breendy. And I say that, like, I say it the way I want you to say it. So you can just whatever makes sense to you in your head. But there's a gift there because it means that my mom made sure that I had to have a conversation with everyone I met. I couldn't get away with just being like, hey, my name is something you've heard before. And because it ends in this E sound, you have to smile when you say it. So well met a lot of the time. My mom was so many beautiful things and also had so much trauma. And I grew up in a household with domestic violence. And unfortunately, though I, from a very young age, felt that the best way for her to survive that was to leave. The way that she got to leave was through her passing. So my mom died 20 days after I turned 20, and I'm the oldest of her 4 kids. It's complicated, you know, and over the years since, I have gotten to know her better, which has been a great blessing. I get to know her better as I grow, and it's crazy for me to think at the age that I am right now, she was on her 5th pregnancy in 5 years. because I have one baby and she's a cat, and that's a lot already. You know, like she does make noise. She's loud. She lets me know. So I've been thinking a lot about a mother's love, and for people who were raised in households with domestic violence, sometimes there is a complex relationship with mother and protection and safety, and so I didn't want to be presumptuous in the way that I explore this theme. So I'm speaking from me, and I hope that it speaks to you. I've been really fortunate in being able to resolve a lot of the, bless you, a lot of the trauma that came through that space for me, and it's still a journey. But Mom, this is your legacy. When men ask other men what they want their legacy to be, they might reply, fame, fortune, glory. For women, legacy has a different chorus, I think. I can speak for myself only, but my legacy, its scope with any luck might be, I felt better after with her I spoke. She made for me a meal when I hungered for hope. Brewed something to soothe when hoarse was my throat, when my voice felt choked. Mom, this is your legacy. And it's not because we cannot have fame, fortune, or glory, nor that we don't dare dream that history comes to consider her story or ever includes our story, but because we know what it means to bear down and to labor, to birth worlds of our being and believing. Even in dark, dangerous, unsupported spaces, we traverse uneven, unstable terrain and focus on the breath, surrendering to the exhale, knowing that sometimes air is all we have claim to. Sometimes air is all there is left. Conduits for what was, what is, what can be. We seek to permit, to allow, to invite that which flows through us to make noise, to teach it how. Permit the tempest within to rage without, allow it to permeate hardened, seemingly impenetrable ground, and invite our beings to become unbound, even if we as yet do not know how. Mom, this is your legacy. Love, it pours out of us. It flows through me and us into this wailing being we hold. Preparing it for the cold, hoping to teach it better than we were told. Make noise, my love, make noise. This is how we know you have needs. The power of your voice begins with how you scream. Sometimes love doesn't purr. Sometimes love has to roar. Mom, this is your legacy, the river. The river, inlets, outlets, molecules transmuting through endless cycles of watery flow. Rain to river to ocean, to cloud to rain again. You know? From water we come and shall return. We begin in our mother's wombs, aquatic beings of celestial realms. Here, we're simply learning to live on land. Without and within this endless flow, we teach our lungs what they need to know so we can scream, so we can sing over and again. Your river flows through every atom of my being into the silky skin I am retrieving. A living and loud reminder of the truest form of my being, an energy that is like the sea, la mer, our legacy. Mom, this is our legacy, alchemy. You taught me how to meet hardened boundaries of cold base metal sheets, not as walls, but as amplifiers for sound, for speech. to transmute matter into a matter of belief, and to distillate that the elixir of life could be how experience is alchemized through the sensations in my body. We know what it means to bear down, to bear, to be stripped bare, and to bear it all. And to unheld, unbound, and unguarded in cold, wintry, bitter air, still stand tall and declare, I too am hurting. I too have fear. But for you, I'll be there. For you, I am here. Dear Mom, this is your legacy. A letter to the beyond to make sure you know I know how much inheritance you left to me. Your legacy is not an edifice, an empire, or an object you built. It is this vessel which you grew inside your watery womb, and the lessons you taught me so that through me, through us, with this voice, we can share for them, for her, for this, our song and its chorus. This is our legacy in all of its empowerment. With the support of the ocean and all her moods to turn up the gain. This is our legacy. We are the tempest. We learned how to roar. We're learning how to thunder and scream, how to live and love loudly, and how to birth realities from dreams. We make noise. We are the rain. We are the river and the cave. We are the mother and the babe. Our narrative finds home in this refrain every spring. When Persephone returns from the underworld again and meets her mother in Demeter's arms together, they call the sun and the light and the rain and draw the tiny, delicate but determined green shoots from the deep, dark earth to break through the cracks in cement man made. So let them have their legacy. Let them have their fame and fortune and glory. A mother's legacy is a far subtler in its power story. I invite you all to sing this chorus with me. The Mom, this is our legacy, and like any good, wise woman's spell, we shall repeat it times 3. Mom, this is our legacy. Mom, this is our legacy. Mom, this is our legacy. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. Wow. This is our legacy. This is our legacy. What we do at Dr. Roz's Healing Place, what we continue to do, what we've done in the past, where it has brought us to today, the women we have helped, the children we see on a daily basis, or the organization sees on a daily basis. That's our legacy. That's what we're here to do. We're here to support an organization from a strong Black woman who has given her whole self to this cause. For some, this is maybe something that you go out, you volunteer, and then you go home and you feel like you've done a good deed. But for a woman like Dr. Roz, that's not what it is. It's not about doing a good deed. This is about sacrifice to the Most Highest, helping the women and children who cannot find a way out. And Dr. Roz's Healing Place have become their way out. It is, when I joined the board, maybe 3 years now, or 2 years, I can't remember. But when I joined the board, it was one of the best things I've ever done. Because my mother was a survivor, is a survivor of domestic violence or intimate partner violence. And I remember one day when I was about 11 years old, I saw her boyfriend at the time. I remember his name fully, and I remember his birthday because I hate him. And he beat my mother so badly that I, at 11 years old, ran and called the police because this is the life that my mother was living. And she didn't think that she had any way out of it. And even if you ask my mom to this day, my mom will tell you she didn't see it as intimate partner violence. And that is why education is important, because those individuals who are in the situation, a lot of them don't see it as intimate partner violence. When I did my PhD, I did it with intimate partner violence in the Black community. Particularly, I went and I spoke to Black women who were survivors or who are survivors of intimate partner violence. And one of the main thing I took from those conversations, and I had one woman say to me two things. She said, Black women don't get abused. White women do. Okay? Which is very powerful in and of itself. Because that means that she doesn't think that there's help for her, but there's help for white women. Okay? The other thing is, she said she didn't, because I talked about the law enforcement and whether or not she thinks that she could get help from law enforcement. She said she didn't even think that there were an option. Right? And the fact that we had that type of conversation where Black women don't get abused. It starts with teaching people about what domestic violence and intimate partner violence is about. Because we should not be having that type of conversation. The conversation shouldn't have been, I can't be abused. The conversation should have been, I was abused by someone, and this is how I dealt with it, or I felt I needed to deal with it. And so it starts with education. And that's what Dr. Roz's Healing Place does. It educates us. It helps us understand the issues of intimate partner violence and domestic violence. So thank you all for coming. I really appreciate every single one of you for being here. And I just want to say a few thank yous. Okay? I would like to thank Crystal and Ravneet. They're two board members for their hard work and working with me to get this event done, because they did most of the heavy lifting. I would like to thank the other board members who attended, assisted, and or provided baked goods for this event. Basically, Maureen. Oh, and Elisa, I believe, is that her name? Elisa? I can't remember. But she provided, Milsa, yeah. She provided some baked goods as well, which we're grateful for. I would like to thank Gary, who is the video and sound and photographer guy. He is always assisting us when we need him. Thank you. He's also one person where I can call on him and he's here and he's not getting paid for this. Okay? To the vendors and visual artists for sharing their craft. A special thanks to Roseanne for allowing us to share her space. For each and every poet that graced our stage today. I called many of you, and you came. And you guys are not getting paid for this, And I appreciate that you took the time to come here and share with us. And I appreciate each and every one of you. To my friends, thank you. To those who I've met, new friends, thank you. Because again, you did not have to do this, but you saw the cause and you came and you did it. So thank you. To Dr. Roz's Healing Place, for all that the center does, the employees, some who are here today, the volunteers, and to the tireless work of Dr. Roz, whose light carries this cause and illuminates it in the dark. And last but not least, to all of you for coming. I appreciate that you are here. Your donations, your ticket sales, everything is going to a fantastic cause. And you're all magnificent. And I think you can, if you want to stick around and look a little bit longer at the art or at the vendor stuff, I think we're okay to do that for a little bit longer. But at some point, y'all got to go home. Okay. Other than that, thank you all. I appreciate you. Thank you.